Hi, my name is Michael Gilmour and I'm one of the founders of ParkLogic.com. It's great to be here once again with you and to talk to you about all the wonderful things happening in the domain industry. Look, I must admit, we're right in the middle of the summer season, the Northern Hemisphere, and everyone loves being outside, but you know what? I'd rather them at their computers, going along, typing away, searching for stuff, and maybe click on a few ads in the process. So I think many of us have experienced a bit of a downturn, a normal seasonal downturn at this period of time of year, and typically speaking around about 10, maybe 15% or something like that in views, and also it's a bit of a downturn in uniques, which translates into a downturn in revenue. But the good news is, come August, September, we're coming to the boom months as the snow comes on stream after fall and so forth, and it'll be great for us all, which I literally love. Can I just say, there's a few things I'd like to talk to you about today, share with you. And the first one is this. There was a slide that I did at a presentation just recently, which I'm going to elaborate on. And in this particular slide just here, it's going to be talking about the percentage of revenue earned by monetization source. For those of you who have given some good feedback about, Michael, maybe you should wear your glasses in the videos. Look, I'm sorry guys, I have to wear my glasses. I'm blind as a bat without them, so I'll do my best anyway. Just look at this slide. What it is it's a slide where it's talking about, say, 9 different monetization sources and looking at what percentage of traffic is won by each source, say in November as an example, and in April as well. And what was the percentage change across that period of time? There's a few things I'd like to highlight here. Is number one, is the more monetization sources that you have, if you're sampling your traffic to, then the more you're actually going to be losing money, as every time you sample traffic somewhere, it costs you to actually buy the information to see whether that particular source is any good or not. For example, as I say to many people, if I'm earning 80 cents a click where I am right now, and I'm thinking maybe I may be able to earn more somewhere else, and I go along and send it somewhere else, and I find I'm only earning say 60 cents a click, then that information just costs me 20 cents a click, which is not a good thing. You want to minimize that. So people who say to you, look, you really need to have like 30, 40 different monetization sources, it's not a good idea. It really isn't a good idea. Okay, that's the first thing. The next thing is this. When we look at, say, the November numbers just there, the greatest any particular monetization source has won is 29%. That tells me a number of things. The first one is this, is if you put all of your traffic with a single provider, then you are losing out 71% of the time. What I'm saying is 71% of the time that traffic should win more elsewhere. And that's a critical issue, obviously a critical issue, because you want to be maximizing your revenue. So if you're saying to yourself, look, what I'll do is I'm going to put all my traffic with one particular provider and that's it, yeah, that could be one solution, but you know what? It's not the best solution. The next thing is, if we take a look at comparing November versus, say, April, when we look at November versus April and we see the percentage changes, by the way, notice in April that in this case no monetization sources earn more than 25% of the traffic. In other words, 75% of the time the traffic won at other monetization sources, say in this case compared to parking company number 2. Alright, the other thing you'll notice is that there is a slight decrease, or 16% of the traffic from November to April flowed away from monetization source number 2. And what we've seen is this, is that over time at ParkLogic, we've seen traffic moves around. It moves from one provider to another provider. And if you're doing that manually, of sort of saying, I'm going to change all my DNS over here, then I'll change all my DNS over there, and so forth like that, then that's not necessarily a good outcome. Because number one is you're losing a lot, like 75% of the time. This is the best case scenario, you're going to be losing. But not only that, you're going to be losing by shifting all that traffic and everything like that in one hit. You know you are guaranteed of losing 75% of the time. So what we're constantly doing is we have very sophisticated algorithms at ParkLogic of how to actually move the traffic to minimize revenue loss and maximize revenue gain. Now some of you are sitting there going, yeah, but you guys take a margin. Trust me, it's worth it. It really is worth it. And And so what we do is we provide great value for customers. Okay, the next thing you'll notice also is that there's a lot, the percentage changes are there, and also from November, say, to April, but also is this, is that when we look at the different monetization sources, they all actually have their own unique intellectual property as well. And that's more behind the scenes. We understand what's going on there. And that gives a great insight into the monetization sources and how we can actually extract the maximum value for your domain traffic. So, a few lessons to learn here. If you're putting all your domains with one provider, you're losing money. Number one. Number two, if you have more providers, like more does not mean better, you're losing money. And the third thing is this, is that traffic moves from one provider to another. And so you've really got to keep an eye on that. So in the case of our clients, that we have clients to say, here's the name service, Michael, you guys manage this, you've spent the last 7 years working on it. And yes, we have. We spent a lot of time, a lot of effort working on this. We have very sophisticated algorithms where we can set like a maximum of 10% of traffic to go to one place, a minimum of traffic over here, and we can split the traffic in very sophisticated ways. And that's the first thing. The second thing I'd like to talk to you about is that moving traffic around, sure, it has to do with maximizing revenue as we just discussed. So you can get more out of it. And by the way, I just did a test just recently with a customer, and we're getting in excess of 20% increase in their revenue line. In excess of 20%, that's a lot of revenue. So we can do that for you. But the second thing is this, is that moving traffic around also lessens risk. One of the challenges I think that many people are experiencing right now is that if you put all your traffic in one place, it could be that there's clawbacks, or there could be a whole series of reasons why that you may not get paid for that traffic. So what we try to do is we also work out why a particular source says they're going to pay it, and are you actually ultimately going to get paid it. So we do a lot of those things for you. But anyway, this is a chart which I think is really critical for domain owners to understand. So whatever you do, please, if it's not with ParkLogic, fine, but whatever you do, do not, I repeat, do not try to move the traffic yourself around the place by changing DNS, and do not go along and leave all your traffic with a single provider. If you do that, I can guarantee you're losing money. Guarantee it. Yeah, so that's some of the things. So keep in mind, during this holiday period, it's sometimes quite an ideal time to do some tests. I would love to talk to you. I really would. And please reach out to me. You can do it through our website. I'd love to talk to you. Please sign up on the website, say you've seen one of the videos, you'd like to be able to talk to me about your domain names. And if you've got your domain name portfolio, it's doing more than $250 a month right now, I'm reasonably confident that we can actually increase that. Plus on top of that, we have our whole management systems and everything like that. And by the way, we're just about finished our new interface. We're looking forward to that one. So that should be coming out very shortly. We come out of a closed beta just internally looking at it, and now we're moving on probably next week to revealing to some customers and getting some feedback from them on it. But it's something, I must admit, it's been a long time in the making, but I'm going to be so happy when it's done and released, because it's going to add huge amounts of value to ParkLogic customers. Anyway, let me just say, it's been really good talking with you. I look forward to talking to you again, and let's see what we can do next week. Anyway, take care everyone, and have a great summer period. Bye.